Hello, fellow gardeners. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss any of our deep dive gardening guides. And while you're at it, drop a comment below with your favorite soil tips or struggles. This is a space where we can all learn from each other. Today, we're getting into one of the most fundamental aspects of gardening, finding good soil. Without the right soil, even the most carefully selected seeds and plants will struggle to thrive. Whether you're growing vegetables, flowers, or shrubs, knowing how to identify and improve soil is key to a successful garden. Good soil starts with understanding what good actually means. For many gardeners, soil quality is all about texture, fertility, and structure. You want soil that retains moisture but also drains well, soil that is rich in organic matter, and soil that supports strong root development. Loamy soil is the gold standard here, is the perfect balance of sand, silt, and clay. Loam feels soft and crumbly, yet holds together enough to retain nutrients. If your soil leans heavily toward clay, water will pool and roots can suffocate. If it's too sandy, water and nutrients will wash away before plants can use them. Identifying your soil type is the first step. You can do this by taking a small handful of damp soil and squeezing it. If it forms a ball but crumbles easily when poked, you're in loam territory. If it forms a sticky mass, it's clay. If it falls apart immediately, it's sand. Understanding this is crucial because the steps you take to improve your soil depend on its starting point. Testing soil fertility is another essential step. Even the best-looking soil may lack key nutrients. You can purchase a simple home soil test kit, or, for more precise results, send a sample to a local agricultural extension office. When testing, you'll look at pH, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium levels, among other nutrients. Most plants prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil, with a pH between 6.0 and 7.0. If your pH is off, certain nutrients become unavailable to plants no matter how rich the soil looks. For example, tomatoes thrive in slightly acidic soil, while asparagus prefers soil closer to neutral. Adjusting soil pH isn't complicated. To raise pH, you can add lime, and to lower it, sulfur or peat moss works well. I often recommend starting with small adjustments and testing again after a few months because, soil chemistry changes slowly over time. One of the most overlooked aspects of good soil is organic matter. Organic matter improves soil structure, feeds microbes, and enhances water retention. Compost is your best friend here. I like to mix 1 part mature compost with 2 parts garden soil when planting new beds. For example, if you're preparing a 10 square foot vegetable bed, adding roughly 3 to 4 cubic feet of compost mixed into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil provides a nutrient boost and improves texture. Well-aged compost from kitchen scraps, yard waste, and leaves is ideal, but avoid adding uncomposted materials which can tie up nitrogen and, honestly, temporarily slow plant growth. Another way to improve soil is by incorporating cover crops. Also known as green manure, these are plants grown specifically to enrich the soil. Legumes like clover or vetch fix nitrogen naturally, while deep-rooted crops like daikon radish break up compacted layers and increase aeration. You can plant cover crops in the off-season and then chop them into the soil before planting your main crops. This practice not only improves fertility, but also suppresses weeds and prevents erosion. For instance, planting crimson clover in fall and cutting it down in spring creates a natural layer of green mulch that benefits almost any garden soil. Good soil isn't just about nutrients, it's about life. Healthy soil teems with microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and earthworms that process nutrients and improve soil structure. Avoid practices that kill these helpful organisms. Heavy chemical fertilizers and excessive tilling can disrupt soil ecosystems. Instead, use organic amendments, rotate crops, and practice minimal disturbance. You'll notice that earthworm activity is a great indicator of soil health. If you dig into a healthy bed and find plenty of worms, you're doing something right. Drainage is another factor that separates mediocre soil from excellent soil. Waterlogged roots will rot, and even plants that tolerate moisture will struggle if the soil stays soggy. If your garden soil has poor drainage, there are a few solutions. Raised beds are one of the simplest. Build a frame 12 to 18 inches high, fill it with a mix of topsoil and compost, and your plants will have well-drained soil even if your native soil is heavy clay. Another approach is double digging, loosening the soil with a spade down to 12 to 18 inches, mixing in organic matter and breaking up compacted layers. It's definitely labor-intensive, but the results are noticeable in plant vigor and root depth. Sometimes you'll find that the soil you have is just not enough for certain plants, especially if you're working in urban areas or on new plots. In those cases, importing good quality topsoil may be necessary. When selecting topsoil, avoid mixes that are primarily sand or clay. Look for screened loamy soil with visible organic matter. Mixing this with compost and your native soil creates a balanced planting medium. For potted plants, I often recommend a ratio of 2 parts high-quality potting soil to 1 part compost. This ensures nutrients, drainage, and aeration are all optimized. Mulching is a final but vital component of maintaining good soil. Mulch regulates temperature, retains moisture, and adds organic matter as it breaks down. For vegetable beds, I often use straw or shredded leaves, while around shrubs and perennials, wood chips or bark are effective. A 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch not only improves the soil over time, but also reduces weeding, making garden maintenance far easier. As gardeners, our goal is not just to plant and hope for the best, it's to create an environment where plants can thrive naturally. By understanding soil texture, testing for fertility, incorporating organic matter, encouraging beneficial organisms, managing drainage and using mulch, you build a foundation that supports healthy, productive plants year after year. Every step you take to improve soil is an investment in the long-term success of your garden. So, whether you're starting with a plot in your backyard or a container garden on your balcony, pay attention to what's under your plant's feet. Dig in, test, amend, and feed your soil, and you'll see the difference in growth, yield, and resilience. Remember, good soil isn't just dirt. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that powers your garden. Treat it well, and it will reward you with lush vegetables, vibrant flowers, and thriving greenery. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Evergreen Garden and hit the notification bell. Share your experiences with soil in the comments. What works for you, what challenges you face, and any tips you've learned along the way. Together, we can grow not just plants, but a community of gardeners who know that great soil is the root of every garden's success.